Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you, and the headline of the news read: Update on Abba Kyari. Finally, Presidency and Kemi Olunloyo opens up. Alright, but before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish videos on YouTube. Alright, let's look at the news in detail. Following the controversial publication by Kemi Olunloyo reporting that President Muhammadu Buhari lost one of the members of his cabinet to the cold hands of death, in which the report has sparked outrageous remark on the social media. Yesterday, the 2nd of April 2020, she has finally updated her claims and lambasted Nigerians getting her information wrong, claiming she's right, but not referring to Abba Kyari, President Buhari chief of staff. According to her words, she said, "Some of you are extremely stupid and wonder why I was angry at Professor Hakeem Abayomi last night. Mr. Abba Kyari is in a total isolated location in this Lagos, and the first man supposed to be guarding the state health doesn't know. I can even confirm a ventilator was brought down to him." She further said, even Tutu Demon, really Black Thursday at the villa, if you know, you know. They will announce soon, Sha. Big man had died. At M. Buhari needs to retire and go rest in Douara. All this Koro in Aso Rock needs in Aso Rock. He now said Auntie Kemi. And then later on, one of the media personality to the president also opened up, especially when the wife of singer Peter Okoye posted a video on Instagram in which she asked the commissioner for Lagos State, Professor Hakeem Abayomi, to reveal the whereabouts of President Buhari's chief of staff. Now, the guy had to open up, and the media person that's the personal assistant to the president on media, had to open up, talking about Bashir Ahmed. He took to his Twitter page and posted, he said, "Though I really don't know who this Lola is, but someone close to her should please tell her to leave Abba Kyari to recuperate in peace. He's in Lagos and responding well to treatment. If it's caring, she should also use the same energy to ask the whereabouts of other COVID-19 patients." And that had awoken the consciousness of Nigerians as they have come online to respond to all of these. This one said, Abba Kyari is dead. Simple. People are still disputing it. And this one went further to say, said, when British Prime Minister got it, the government made it open. Even the minister does not hide himself. Why should the government of Nigeria like to hide everything regarding the affairs of those in authority? People had every right to know the health of those ruling them. Shame on you. And I always say, wait though, is there any other Lagos state in Nigeria than the one commissioner said he doesn't know his whereabouts? Another person said, we've checked all the isolation center in Nigeria and he's nowhere to be found, even in the hospital in Lagos, where most of the virus patients are being cured. He's not there. So where is he? Or is he? Let us know. Is he dead? That's what the person is trying to say. And this person says here, why do people concern themselves so much about Abba Kyari's personal life? Is it a crime to be in government? If he dies, let his family bury him. But mind you, the man will not die because people want him dead. Only God determines when a man's life comes to an end, including Abba Kyari's own. That's another person saying it from a different perspective. This one also said, people always meddle in what is not their business. Someone is ill, his whereabouts and health is personal to him. What is Nigerians' business with that? Why don't we always wish for others what we wish for ourselves? If you care so much, why don't you just be praying for him and others who are affected? That's another person also saying the same thing. And this one said, it is all this secrecy. What is all this secrecy for? This government is founded on lies and deceit. Is anything wrong in a citizen wanting to know a health status and whereabouts of a national leader? They remember to inform the nation when they are going to borrow money from China. A lot of responses from Nigerians. I'm going to read 2 or 3. This one says, nonsense response. He is being paid with people's tax and all taxpayers has every right to ask his whereabouts. Meanwhile, all the isolation center has denied having him, and if so, where is he? That's another person also responding. This one say, which one are we to believe? The doctor, the minister, or the media aide to the president? May God have mercy on these country. All right, there are other responses that I would have loved to read, but then let's just jump into the issue. Well, what both of them are saying right now, and I'm talking about Bashir Ahmed, who is a personal assistant to the president on media, and Kemi, who is an investigative journalist. What both of them are saying is that the big man they were talking about that is dead is actually not Abba Kyari. I know that she has busted the bubbles of so many people, and we are just wondering who is that big man that is dead. Now, a lot of people are very angry why Nigerians are overly interested in the health of Abba Kyari, who is the chief of staff to the president. Now, let me just say something there. The reason why Nigerians are overly interested is that the man had been in the news for a while. Now, the first reason is he is being paid with the Nigerian, though he's working with the presidency, but at most occasion he has been representing the president, and also he's been known to be the head of the cabal. That's from our findings, from what the papers have been carrying thus far. It's been said that he is the head of the cabal, and that everything revolves around him. That had been what virtually everyone has been saying, that everything revolves around him, and that if he is not there, nothing can be done, and the likes. And a lot of persons have been putting virtually all the blames of this country on Abba Kyari. Whatever that goes wrong, they say that it's Abba Kyari that is behind it. Reason is, most persons, especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, came up and told Nigerians that the man that we are seeing in Aso Rock is absolutely not Muhammadu Buhari, which we are yet to fully affirm, because number one, Buhari has not given himself up for any genotype test or anything, despite the fact that those words have been said overly by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And also he went forward to say that Buhari, the original president, had died far back and buried in Saudi Arabia, which I think a day ago Arewa Youth had said that they should arrest him for claiming what is not really true, and most of the time he points out a lot of things to show that what he's actually saying is right. So, and he said that the person who looked out for the current man who is whom he allegedly says that is Buhari, that is not Buhari, that the person's name is actually Sudani, Jubril El Sudani. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been saying, and he's been saying this not just now, he's been saying this far back, I think since 2017 or far back, that the person there is not actually Buhari, that Buhari is dead, and that the person, the voice behind that throne called Presidency of Nigeria is actually Abba Kyari. That's why you see Nigerians are overly interested. Who's this Abba Kyari? They got to see him, and people were like, so it therefore means all the trouble and the pains, all the weeping we are passing through in this country is traceable to this one man, and that's why you're seeing a lot of people are overly interested in his own case, believing that if he's taken out of the way, automatically the presidency will look for somebody who may be better than Abba Kyari, who will be running the show. And now, why Nigerians believe also that Abba Kyari has so much grip on the government is because at one time when the ministers were being appointed, the president said that most of the things he will not really be the one to handle it, that every information that the ministers want to give, they should pass it through Abba Kyari, who is the chief of staff. And that was when a lot of papers came up and said that this goes an extra mile to authenticate the fact that Abba Kyari is actually the one running the show in Nigeria. And guess what? Bashir, when he was being contacted and they made mention of this cabal thing to him, he said that in any setting, that cabal, though Nigeria calls it cabal, that's not the ideal name for it, but it should, that the ideal name is kitchen cabinet, that's the ideal name, and that it's a normal thing for one to have a cabal, to have a kitchen cabinet that helps him out in making decisions and all of that, that he accepts that there is actually a cabal existing, and everybody still keep pointing to Abba Kyari to be the one behind it. And don't forget that this Abba Kyari we are talking about is a very exposed person. He has gotten so much learning internationally. He's not just an ordinary person. He's a lawyer. He has management. He has even attended this London School of Business. London School of Business. He's really exposed, But then he was being brought in to be the chief of staff, and a lot of people believe that the trouble, the pains, and everything that we are doing, what they call Fulanization of Nigeria, is traceable to this same man. That's why you see Nigerians are interested in knowing everything about him. And guess what? If you go and read comments of Nigerians on social media, you'll be so amazed how excited people were when they heard that he's dead. Nigerians were so happy, and the way everybody were just jumping, and such that some other persons who are very neutral now had to why are you guys interested in this guy dying? This COVID-19 can get to anybody, so why are you interested? But Olunloyo, that's Kemi, came up 12 hours ago and told Nigerians that actually it is not Abba Kyari. So it's now a puzzle that can only be resolved by her. She made mention yesterday that a big guy is dead. Big guy in Buhari's cabinet. And according to her, she said that it is, if you look at I think that's one of the most trending videos right now. If you look at our feed, you will see it. And she said that that the person died as a result of complication from coronavirus. And the only big guy that we knew had coronavirus in his cabinet was this guy, Abba Kyari. And this guy is far away. He's a governor in Kaduna State, El Rufai. But Mama Ndwara, we've not heard anything about him thus far. And the wife of the president, we've not heard anything about her in terms of COVID-19 and the like. So right now, Nigerians were just thinking that it is Abba Kyari. But hey, this lady had to come up busting the bubbles of Nigerian that is actually not Abba Kyari. So the big question is, who is the person that is dead? Who is the person? It's one big puzzle that nobody has been able to fix. And a lot of people are getting really angry with her. I'm talking about Kemi. They're getting angry with her that's not journalism at all. You cannot just leave the people in suspense for that long, not telling them exactly who the person is. If truly you have information that nobody have, then why not come up and tell Nigerians exactly what it is? And why all of this is happening is because there is no transparency in the government of the day. If anything like that happened in the United States of America, they wouldn't allow a blogger to be the one announcing it. They will come up and say, hey, this is what had happened and this is what had happened. But for Nigeria, oftentimes we conceal a lot of things for too long, and before you know, more people begin to bring up different kinds of news, different kinds of information, and Nigerians at a point seem almost to be misleading. If they had shown Nigerians exactly, said this is where Abba Kyari is currently laying in Lagos State, under full protection. When Kemi came up and said a big man in Buhari's cabinet is dead, nobody will be pointing fingers at Abba Kyari. Nobody will be suggesting that he is the one. All right, that's where we are going to leave it. Some people have asked some very interesting questions, saying if it's not Abba Kyari, that there should be an immediate open up on his part. He should tell Nigerians. He should come on a live video telling Nigerians, well, I'm somewhere, I'm trying to recuperate, as Bashir Ahmed, the personal assistant to the president on media, had rightly said. All right, that's where we're going to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let us interact. What's your position on this whole issue? Do you think that the big man they talked about is somebody, or just suggest who do you think it is according to Kemi, if only her,